Hey guys, this is Julian of Julian Gray Media, and a few weeks ago I did a video breaking down kind of a behind the scenes look at one of my tracks, Direction. You can check out that video above me now. And that video got a lot of positive reviews and a lot of people asking me to do videos on breaking down some of my other tunes. And without saying, my biggest tune, Run, featuring Hyre, they really wanted me to do that, so I'm going to do this breakdown for you guys. I'm also having a Run remix EP coming out in about a week, December 10th, with Red Ramp Recordings. I will link that in the description below when it happens. So without any further ado, let's get started on this breakdown. So first things first, we have the Synth Bus. Forewarning, I lost the violin plugin I used on the original song, and I can't remember what I used for it, so I put in a filler plugin. I lost it with a hard drive failure, so this is not the exact violin I used for the track. It's just a contact instrument, and I hope it kind of makes sense with the track. So let's just give it a quick listen here from the beginning.
Ticking by, you look up at the sky, the stars turn off the lights one by one, and they're fading into black. We're never coming back. I guess this time it's really done.
Cool. So let's just get started here. Here's the Synth Bus. We have I named the Synth Bus because it's all the main elements of the song. We have the pluck here, as you can hear. That's kind of just like a filter pluck. You can check out a video on how to make this pluck above me now. It's how I did it in Serum. It's my favorite synth of all time. And this is the pluck I used in Run. Now throughout all the beginning of the song, I have it going straight eighth notes, dun 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 dun. But when it breaks down into the chorus, I bring it into a triplet feel, so you can hear that right here. Same melody and everything, just with a triplet kind of swing to it. Then towards the end of the song, I bring it into a kind of a alteration of that melody. It's kind of a counter melody to the main to give it some more energy and to give it some more spice. It also the patch changes there. It kind of opens up. The cutoff opens up and it just goes full out saw on the sounds. So you give that a listen here. Cool. And to add to that, I have a violin. Like I said, it's not the exact violin I used in the song, but bear with me. Here's the violin sound. Now that's the chorus violin when the pluck is doing triplets. When it's in the main area, the beginning and the verses, it does this. More of a melodic sound. Kind of happy almost, but mysterious in a way, because you're running from something. Then we have a synth layer doing the exact same thing as the violin, but it's just a synthesized version. Kind of adds a little bit of modern edge to it. And if we play that with the violin, let's just skip to the chorus here. Now let's just throw that pluck in there just to make it more sense and the context, and it'll start sounding like Run. Cool. Now that's the Synth Bus. Let's get to the next part here. We have the Super Saw, and that comes in towards the end of the song. when she goes, "I can't hear a thing." You know, I'm not a singer. I did sing on Direction, but I'm not a singer. Um, but this is the part where she goes up an octave almost and kind of does a counter melody to what she was singing before. And this is when that part comes in. So we have a saw riser, which is essentially just that saw note held out and brought up in a pitch riser. And then we have the saw itself playing the counter melody. So here we go. Cool, and with the synth bus it sounds phenomenal, so here we go. Sweet, so that is the saw bus and the synth bus together. Next thing we have is, I don't know why this audio track is here. Next thing we have is the Dreamcatcher sound, I call it. It's just a kind of a, more or less a rolling kind of like ambient sound. Here we go. Kind of just fills in the space in the chorus a little bit. So if we play that with the pluck, you'll hear how it sounds in the song, and you'll probably recognize it a little bit more. Sounding a little bit more familiar now, isn't it? So that's just a rolling arpeggio. If we bring this down, it's just a rolling arpeggio in that chord. We go to the bleep now, which is just simply a bleep playing da do 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 do. Yeah, well, so much for singing, right? Here we go. And that's kind of spreading out across the stereo field, creating a little bit of ambience to the song. So next thing we have is the lead. You can hear this in the breakdown and in the actual final chorus, I believe it is. No, a little bit after the first verse. Cool, so you got the idea. That's the lead of the track. It's kind of just a little bit of a variation on the pluck sound I use in the track. It's just a little bit higher up. Next thing we have is the bass, which is kind of a 8-bit kind of old school sounding bass. It's not meant to be exaggerated or spotlighted in the track. It's meant to kind of add an underlying feeling to the track and give it a little bit of energy rather than taking the spotlight for itself. It kind of dances around the pluck melody, so here we go. If we play it with the pluck, you get what I mean. Cool, so it kind of dances around that pluck, and it's in a low enough frequency where it's kind of making sense a little bit. That's really pretty neat. We have the drum bus now. Let's give that a play. Very simple drums. So, okay, so we have the kick drum. It's playing in the key of G, and that is the key of the song. One thing to note is always to tune your kick drums to the song. It makes mixing a lot easier in the future. So we have that kick drum playing. It's a nice thumpy kick. A little bit of saturation and compression on that, but not a whole lot. Next thing we have is the open hat sound. In no particular order, I guess. And as you can hear, it kind of echoes back and forth between your left and right ear. It kind of gives the drums a little bit of a stereo sense. Here's the hat of the track. With that open hat, of course. And then we have the clap, of course, which is a very, very basic clap that heavily relies on the kick to give it energy. Now, as you can see, I have them shifted a little bit out of whack. If you want to check out a video on making drums for yourself, you can click on the video above me now. I did a video on it. It's kind of old. It's not up to date exactly, but it does a trick. So that is the drum bus of this track. Next we have the noise, which is a very interesting story. The first layer of the noise is something I call breath, because it's literally a breath. The story was that I was sitting in bed one night. I was just bored, I guess. I was writing this track, and I had my MacBook Air, and I was like, okay, I'll just try something new. So I breathed really hard into the microphone, and I caught that. I put a little bit of ping pong delay on it. I put a ton of, I think it was isotope reverb back then, and I just resampled it into this sound. And it doesn't sound like much there, but when you start to throw in a little bit of white noise, it starts to get a little bit more energy, and it adds to the track a lot. It's kind of a defining point of the track, so let's give that a listen in the mix.
I can't hear a thing but your voice echoing in the...
Cool, that sounds awesome. Next thing we have is the build. Now the build is comprised of 2 layers here. They're just 2 kind of fading elements that allow the track to build into the next section a little bit easier. If we give these a play, you can probably recognize this because I used it in the beginning of the track to build into the song itself. Very cool echo effect. If we play them together, it sounds like this. Very iconic element to the track. Next thing we have is the vocal. Here's the main vocal. And these vocals are very, very heavily processed. Well, not her voice. Like, I didn't like tune it a lot. Her voice is actually very, very in tune naturally. I'm sure she prides herself on that. But they're very processed to fit them into the mix. So let's just give this a quick look real quick. If we go to the effects chain here, we have a little bit of a noise gate on it. We have a de-esser taking out a little bit of the pops and the S's. We have a little bit of a EQ here. It's carving a little bit of the mids and a lot of the bass out. We're giving it a little bit of a high-end boost, compression, a little bit more glue compression, and then we go to a utility to give it some gain, a compressor to sidechain it to the kick drum, and then we have a utility to give it an automated gain. So if we go here, we can actually see where the gain is changed throughout the entire song. And if you want to get your vocals fitting right in the song, you're going to have to do a little bit of gain staging like that on the fly. So if we give this a play.
Clock hands ticking by, you look up at the sky, the stars turn off the lights one by one, and they're fading into black, we're never coming back.
I also have these 2 going to 2 return chains. We have the vocal verb and vocal delay, which is a little bit of extra verb and delay for that vocal. Next thing we have is the reversed vocal. It's kind of iconic in the track. It kind of opens the entire thing up. And essentially what I did was I took one word, played it with a lot of delay and reverb, recorded it, flipped it over, and then brought it into itself. So here we go. And that's the effect. And when you play that with the main vocal here, it gives it this effect.
Clock hands ticking by, you look up at the...
Cool. And now we have a few harmony layers. They're not a lot in this song, but there's a couple. They're very noteworthy because they sound really nice with the main vocal here. If we play it right here.
The stars turn off the lights one by one, and they're fading into black, we're never coming back. I guess this time it's really done.
That's a lot to the song. And then we have this part here where we have a 3-part harmony. Actually, it's a lower octave version of the main melody and the harmony she was just singing. So here we go.
Strong as oak, we'll fight off our demons and never let them back into our jaded mind. So hurry now.
And that sounds really awesome. So that's just about it. We have this soft vocal here. It's just a reverbed and delayed vocal, kind of exaggerated reverb and delay just to give it kind of an atmospheric sound for the breakdown. But that's the last track of the song. Let's give that a listen.
All we know is crumbling right down. The king is dead, so now who wears his crown? But we can make them know we're on our own. We can find out, we can find out, we can find our way back home.
Cool. And that is the track. We have these sidechain keys here, but they're just triggering the sidechain. If you want to learn more about chains and sidechains and compressors, even multi-band compressors, you can click on the link above me now, and you can go to that video. I did a video completely on compressors and how they function. So let's just give this one final listen. Let's play it from, I don't know, right here, and we'll just listen to a little bit of it. If you want to check out the entire song, you can go on my channel. The link is in the description. You can buy the song on iTunes or whatever store you want to buy it on. You can check out the music video, and you can check out the lyric video. And make sure to check out the remix compilation. It's a compilation EP coming out in a few weeks on December 10th. I'm totally stoked for that. We have some awesome artists doing remixes of this track, and I'm sure you guys will love it when it comes out. So I will put that in the description as well when that comes out, and I will let you guys know with a release announcement on my channel as well. So thank you for watching this video. If you did like it, give it a like. If you didn't like it, give it a dislike, and let me know why you didn't like it in the comments below. If you have any requests for future videos, you can also leave those in the comments, and if you have any suggestions for future videos, make sure to leave those in the comments as well. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, Julian Gray Media on YouTube. We do a video every Wednesday and Friday, and we do content like this, vlogs, and a lot of other different media art stuff. So I hope this video cleared things up about the song, and if you liked it, let me know, and I will talk to you guys next time. So this is Julian of Julian Gray Media, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.